everyone. Welcome to our podcast all about academic burnout. I'm your host, Bailey, and I'm so glad that you're tuning in. I'm joined by some amazing classmates today. I'll go ahead and let them introduce themselves.
I'm Megan.
I'm Allison.
Caitlin.
I'm Audrey.
Okay, great. Thank you all. So burnout is excessive and extended stress that may cause an individual to endure burnout. Academic burnout involves negative emotional, physical, and mental reaction to prolonged study that results in frustration and reduced ability to participate in school. It in turn affects daily life.
So especially with the OT program and just being a second year, we've found that this year is just really group project heavy. It's a lot of assignments that are getting done each week, and just getting everyone's schedules on the same page, especially with outside groups projects like outside of Summit, are just something that really can get old. So we are going to talk about some ways that we can cope with this to help prevent it. So Caitlin, you want to talk about some coping strategies?
Yeah, so we have found a couple of strategies. So first of all, just like recognizing the signs that you are burnt out. And I know in our infographic we kind of hit on a couple of those. Just prioritizing your self-care, setting boundaries with schoolwork and work in general, managing your time, and then, just connecting to your purpose. Why are you in OT school? Why do you want to be an OT? And making that your forefront.
Great, thank you both. So now going off of Caitlin, when talking about coping, let's hear from everyone. We're all second year grad students. So what are some ways you have all coped with burnout?
So one way that I cope is that I set boundaries for myself. I will not open up my computer to do any schoolwork past 8 p.m. That is when I stop, and I like to watch my TV shows in bed. And then also studying for a test, I also won't study past 8 p.m. because I think that if you study throughout the night, you're not retaining any more information that you already have. So that's one of them.
Yeah, Megan, I think that's great. Like, I totally agree. I think once you get into those late hours, it just becomes to the point where it's like nothing's even like going in your brain anymore. So I think that's a great coping strategy.
Thanks.
A lot of the time, I find myself working out every day to help cope with burnout and just to stay on top of things. Like, that's what giving me a scheduled time to go take time for myself, doesn't even matter if it's just a walk, a workout class, anything like that. That can really help me kind of reset, give my brain a break, and then really get back into work if that's what I need to do that night.
Me and Allison love to take our workout classes together. Even better with a friend.
Yeah.
I know that for me, I honestly do love working outside of the program, but I chose to take a job in something that doesn't relate to OT, doesn't really relate to rehab, and I know that that's been super beneficial for me, and it's just that time to take away from school, but I'm still benefiting myself with financial support and things of that nature.
Because you're like doing a job where it's like something that you like to do too, right?
Yeah, it surrounds around, it's clothes, which, it's kind of shopping. I shop while I'm on the job.
Caitlin does
Where
shop
do you
a lot.
work?
Work at Athleta.
Oh.
Yeah, town and country, baby. 50% off discount.
Oh, that is so fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the ways I prevent burning out besides working out is going on long walks with my dog Odie. After a long day of school or a draining commute, it's something that helps me relax and reset.
Wait, what kind of dog is he?
He's a rescue, so he's a mixture between a mini poodle and a terrier of some sort.
My favorites.
And he has a chihuahua in him too. So,
Really?
Is that confirmed?
yes.
Oh,
Odie's a cute name.
Odie is
I
cute.
picked it out.
Oh,
Yeah,
No,
actually,
you did not.
Caitlin did do that. But yeah, Odie just keeps me grounded. Honestly, those walks are just as beneficial for him as they are for me. So.
Some
And I
pro
think-
regulation.
Yes. And it gives you like a reason, like you have to take Odie for a walk. And so it gives you like you have to do it.
Exactly.
And towards the end of the semester when it gets nice out,
Yes.
Yes.
even better.
Perfect.
That's great. Oh, Audrey, that's great. I wish I had a dog to go on
I
my
know.
nightly walks.
Yeah.
I know for me, I like to have a bedtime routine, and sometimes a walk is incorporated before my bedtime routine. But I like to, unwind at a certain time, maybe read before going to bed, and making sure that I get about 8 hours of sleep every night.
Yeah, That's a good goal.
I'm the same, Bailey.
I
I'm the
know.
same.
I love going
Bed
to
by
bed early.
10:30.
If I could sleep for 10 hours, I would.
Yes.
TikTok in bed.
Okay, so I know that we talked about some coping strategies. We know what burnout is. Second year of grad school is a lot, just as it is with first year. But 2 years, it's a lot. So what are some ways you have tried to prevent academic burnout?
So one way that I think that I've prevented it is just keeping those boundaries on schoolwork and making sure that I still have time with my friends. And I also think just having a good core group of friends at school has really just made school more enjoyable.
I agree.
That is so nice.
Thanks.
I think preventing academic burnout is hard because you just don't know like when it's gonna hit you. So I think taking all of these like precautionary, what's the word I'm looking for? Precautionary
Measures.
Yes, it's really important to do starting off, like really kind of get yourself into a routine when your second year starts. I personally I try to set reasonable goals for myself. I think it's important to have goals, and you will write a whole lot this semester, let me tell you.
True.
But even outside of academic goals, really thinking about, yes, there are things you want to get done personally, but in this time of your life, like it's just crazy. Like you might not be able to attain things that you're wanting to with the amount of like schoolwork or just like kind of stress you're feeling, but setting some reasonable goals for yourself can then help you feel so accomplished when you reach those goals. And I think that's something that outside of academic goals is something that I've really tried to do to kind of, further myself, better myself, but also to do something outside of academia.
I agree. I also think just coming to the realization that you probably will be burned out
Yeah,
in one time or another.
yeah. It's a long 2 years.
Yes.
2.5.
2.5.
Worth it though.
It goes by so fast.
does.
It does go by so fast.
We have like what? What'd you say, Audrey? Like 12 days of school left?
No,
Yes.
now it's like 11.
It is.
12
I have
yesterday.
11 more drives to get.
Alright, well, for me, it kind of bounces off Allison's a little bit, but I'm a big scheduler. I like my planner, and I prevent by being able to visually see what my weeks are going to look like. So I can look weeks in advance, and I can see, okay, I have a block in my weekend. Like, how can I fill that time for myself? So just seeing ways that I can build my schedule around classes, work, and just having time for myself, I think has been really beneficial. And it also, those group projects and things, it's good to see, okay, I have a block of chunk here and things like that, so I can fit those in.
Do some fun social things.
Yeah, like with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any more that you guys can think about?
I actually have one. This can kind of cause burnout for some people, but for me, it really helps working ahead. I know sometimes I'll look at my to-do list or like my calendar on Canvas for like a few weeks ahead, and there'll be a ton of stuff, so I try to knock that stuff out earlier so that way I don't have to procrastinate, and that really helps with burnout.
Yeah, just like those quick and easy things you can kind of get off. Yeah, I agree.
But also, if it does cause you burnout,
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't let people. Don't listen to anyone. Just plug your ears whenever they're talking about it.
Because there will be a lot of people that decide
Everyone
to get
works,
ahead,
yeah.
and then other people that will wait till the last minute.
Like,
so you can't
well,
compare.
Yeah, you can't compare.
No.
That's very, very true.
And I think another interesting one that we found in the research is developing good relationships with professors. Because I think that's one that you don't really think about, but that makes coming to school feel like less of a chore. Like you're excited to see your peers, you're excited to see your professors, and it gives you something to look forward to. And so I think that's a very interesting way that you could prevent academic burnout.
I would 100%
Yeah.
agree with that. I think,
Like I love coming to
Yeah.
school to see you guys and
Yeah.
like see the professors.
I know, yeah, even like I know that our group is really close with Dr. B, so I guess I'll just throw that in there. But I think like it's fun to talk to her, catch up with her on life, see how her life's going, our lives are going. So I think that's fun. My group is rolling their eyes at me right now.
Okay, does anyone else have anything to add?
I don't think so.
I think second year is definitely challenging, but it is fun. Like it gives you really start to get into field works. You learn more about kind of the clinical side of things. I feel like we've learned more this year.
I think some stuff starts clicking.
Yes, I will say for those who want to do pediatrics, you really need to utilize these prevention burnout strategies because I feel like sometimes it's hard to, this whole year is really focused on adults, like the whole year.
Especially the second semester of second year.
Yeah. So, Megan, do you have anything else on that? Megan's our peds gal here, and Caitlin.
And Caitlin. So, yeah, pretty much the whole year is adults. So I think just sometimes just acting like it's like a little kid, I think sometimes helps. But then, in just tying, like everything that we have been doing with adults can be used for kids for the most part.
And just remembering it is on the NBCOT exam. I think I forget that sometimes, and I'm like not paying attention as much, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I could be tested on this.
Yeah.
And keeping that in mind probably would have been a good reminder at the beginning of the semester for me.
I agree.
Okay, well that wraps up today's episode on academic burnout. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you found it relatable and even a little helpful. Remember to take care of yourself, prioritize rest, and know you're not alone in this. Until next time, bye!